So with a lot of trade rumors that's going on, I believe KD would be moved 1st. I think one, he's a little bit older. He's only on a 1-year contract. The Suns know they can't retain him, so they have to get something out. And for the Suns, they're actually in a tough spot. I think what really sunk them. Now, I'm not mad at them for trading for Durant, but they shouldn't have traded for Bradley Beal. That was a terrible trade, and Bradley Beal got what, $60 million for the next 2 seasons with a player option and a no trade clause. So he's pretty much not. If I'm not him, I'm not going nowhere.
I mean, $60 million to do what? 'Cause how many games? I mean, God bless the boy, but he hasn't played a whole lot.
No.
You know what I mean? And that goes back to your point right there. I mean, that's kind of an organization. You see what I'm saying? Like, the organization brought in a guy that's injury prone. You know what I mean? Him and John Wall, those guys in Washington, they were perpetually hurt. So, and he's older. You know what I mean? So, Phoenix kind of, I don't know. They gotta bite the bullet on that one, and that's not a good thing for that organization. Watching KD go is not going to be a good thing for that organization. It's just time to rebuild. What can you say? But I can I say this though? KD, I mean, come on, man. KD is 7 feet, 2 guard. That dude can play basketball. But I see his career having gotten to the point now where he's looking for his best chance to win a championship, and I kind of hate to see a great player like that be reduced to that type of player at the end of his career. Charles Barkley did the same thing, you know what I mean?
Ring
Did
chasing.
that same thing. So it's kind of tough to watch KD the end of his career.
Yeah, I think they're, with them ring chasing, I think a lot of people, a lot of athletes put pressure on themselves. Like, I gotta win another one because they be having little personal rivalries. Like, I'm pretty sure LeBron be going like throwing up the four. Kobe, he was famous.
Yes,
Yeah,
get 5 of them.
So I understand completely.
Absolutely.
And I just hope that the Phoenix Suns, I know they're going to get somebody good for Durant. They're going to get some draft capital. But the only person I feel sorry for is Devin Booker. Because he was doing good with Mikal Bridges and those guys. He over in New York now. Mikal, he's an Iron Man, very rarely misses a game. And now I think that the state of the NBA, that the Suns is getting desperate. And whatever move they make with Durant, I can see the Suns going into a full rebuild. I can see it.
And that's going to lock them into 2, 3, 4 years of, growth, not making the playoffs, those kind of things, unfortunately. But, that's what we're at in professional sports. And it seems even more likely, it seems more so in the NBA when you look at, like I mentioned, Rob Pelinka, we look at these organizations and they want to just win right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to develop players. In baseball, you got the farm system. You can develop young players and bring them up when they're ready, put them in AAA, AA, whatever. In the NBA, you hit or miss on a draft pick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that is the good thing about the G League. At least you have something along those lines where you can develop young players. And I just want to see more development. I think at the highest level in the NBA is just too much about, let's get that big name player and go after a championship right now. And to me, you got to build chemistry on a basketball team. You just don't plug in new players and then all of a sudden overnight you guys are playing like, a well-oiled machine. That just doesn't happen. So I'm a little frustrated with the idea that the NBA, these NBA general managers think you can just win a championship in a blink of an eye. Man, you got to develop players, bro, and develop a team.
And you know what? And I discussed this before, and I have a little split emotions about it. Because as we see, coaches, you can win a championship a season ago and get fired the next season. So
What are the New York Knicks doing?
You know what? They had a great coach in Dibs, a defensive guy. He had respect, And I believe Thibs was coaching for his life. They got mad because he had, a 7-8 man rotation. But just like this, he's not guaranteed next season. The Knicks made it the furthest to the Eastern Conference Final, was it 25 years? And he got 5 years.
So last year, they got on Tibbs about his short rotation, right? He's on, one game he played, Jason Hart, I think played 48 minutes. So last year they got on him about his rotation. This year you could see there was adjustments made. He makes adjustments. He gets his team. He gets this team as far as they've ever gone in the NBA, giving him a real chance to the NBA championship. Lost to a really good team, and then New York fires the guy, thinking, "Oh my God, what do you got to do to keep a job in the NBA?" Where's the union for coaches around here?
That's it. It's no loyalty, and I think, and I'm gonna be honest, as a coach, a GM, a president, I think that development is going to decline overall. And I don't agree with it as a player personnel or a VP of player operations. I don't agree with it. But these coaches and GMs, it's a win or go home mentality.
True. That's true.
I mean, with Phoenix Suns, they hired Mike Busenberg, the old Milwaukee coach, for one season. And he's a championship coach,
right.
1 year. Mm-hmm. And now they're about to be on their fourth coach in 4 years. So they going through coaches. So it's tough. Coaches is like, hey, if you give me my best chance to win, I'm going with you, because next week not promised. The following week after that is not promised. They just fired what was the coach?
Oh, go ahead.
What was the coach that got fired? Denver.
Yeah,
championship
coach.
fired in right before the playoffs. What, they fired him with 2 or 3 games before the playoffs, and you're the 4th, 5th seed.
Yeah. You got a good team right there, man. Those dudes, Denver is still dangerous. But yeah, there's no consistency there. I also see the idea of losing the college game a little bit has directly kind of contributed to this lack of development, because guys are going 1 year and done. That's it. You're not really going to school. You're not learning how to play the game like guys did back in the days. 1 year, if you're a great player, you go to the league and get your money, But we're talking about looking at the foundations of the game. We're talking about looking at the fundamentals of the game. A lot of that is getting lost on these guys who are bypassing this, the college game, in my opinion. And it's just the whole system is designed to just put players in the NBA immediately and look for immediate results.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that the NCAA, they need to work out something. I know you can't really work out a deal with the NBA, but they need to work out a little something better with the NILs, to where the NIL is going to be able to pay the college athlete pretty much
living wage, man.
Yeah, what would be equivalent to the G League. Something. I'm not saying make $20 million a year in college. I'm not advocating for that at all.
But think about what if you can make 150, 175. I mean, that's good money for a working person. If you're in college and you're making $100,000, like, to go to school, like, that's a good living, bro.
Absolutely. And I do support the NIL. I'm glad they came out with that a few years ago. But I think they need to tweak that NIL to keep players there, to where if you're not no top 15 pick, you need to keep your butt in college.
I did hear recently that they made this kind of budget for every school. It's like $20.5 million the school could allocate towards paying students outright, right? So there is kind of almost like a salary cap to a certain degree that universities can pay up to, and that way you can regulate who's getting what, you know what I'm saying? And that way it becomes a little bit more regulatory and puts a little bit more restrictions on it, because before, last year and leading up to, this year, it was the wild, wild west in the NIL. Whoever got the most money, you're going to get the best players.